Okay, hi everyone. Today we'll go through the Maha Bodhi Primary School paper. Okay, let's start with question 1. Now, question 1, the answer is 3. Okay, here answer is 3. So let's go through the other options first, shall we, to see why they are wrong. So must you be able to help me with my homework later? Must, firstly, it is demanding the other party. So in this case, Sally, if you use must, Sally is demanding the mother that she needs to help her with the homework, but that is not the case. So that's why must is wrong. Shall is normally used with the first person pronoun. So you say shall I, shall we, So this is you here. So you do not use shall you. Okay. Now should means, in this case, is should you. Now, normally because normally you use that should you if there is like a criteria that you have put on the mother. So if you say, should you not help me with my homework, I will not eat your food later. Okay, so but there is no criteria here that Sally has put onto her mother. So should is out. Now, would in this case is the correct answer. Now, would you means Sally is giving the mother like an option, for the mother to say, can you help me my homework or not? So it's would you be able to help me? She's asking in a very courteous manner. Okay, so would. Okay, moving on. Question 2, the answer is 1. Now, why is it is? There is a ferocious dog. I want to highlight the word that means and dog, right? So there's only one dog in that house. So one dog, it's a single, right? So you don't want to use are or were, because this means that there are multiple. It's more than one, but it's not, it's only one. And why is it a present tense, not past tense? Okay, because the ferocious dog is still in that house. It's still in that house. Now, let's not get tricked by the word warned here. Okay, warned means the security guard previously said that there is a ferocious dog in the house. The ferocious dog is still in the house. Okay, that's why it is. Okay, it's not past, it's still present. The dog is still in the house. Okay, moving on, the answer is question. The answer is option 2. Okay, the children, when the rain stopped, the children went outdoors to play. Now, this event has happened, and so have this event. Okay, both of the events have already happened, so it's past tense. So go is out, are going is out. Were going is past present. But if you see the sentence structure, right, both are past. Okay, there's no past present. When the rain stopped, the children went outdoors to play, not the children were going outdoors to play. Okay, so it's option 2, sorry. Okay, now moving on to question 4. Question 4, the answer is 1S. Okay, so this kind, John was afraid to jump off the cliff as he was afraid of heights. Now this part here and this part here, they are two different. I want you to separate them. This is 1, this is 2. Okay, so 1, basically, this is the event, right? What happened, basically. Okay, this here is the reason. Okay, oops. Okay, so as you're gonna start first with the event, then the reason. Okay, why did this happen? Because John was afraid of heights. So you want to start, right, with 2 first, then 1. So reason first, followed by the event. Let me write that down, okay? Reason. So what does that mean? Very, very simple. It means, okay, let me give you an example of how you're going to use it. You're going to say, John was afraid of heights. John was afraid of heights, so he couldn't jump off the cliff. Okay, so the reason, he was afraid of heights. The event, he couldn't jump off the cliff. Okay, then you have but you're gonna use it for kind of 2 different things that don't match up. Okay, let me elaborate further. So for example, I'll give you another example. Okay, like Nicole was hungry, but she didn't eat. So the natural thing that Nicole should have done when she was hungry to eat, when she was hungry was to eat, right? But she didn't. So you use the word but, because instead of eating, she remained hungry, So that's 2 different opposite events that were happening. So you use but. And is obviously you want to connect 2 different things, or connecting 2 different events, which is normally like of the same category. So let me give you an example. I went to McDonald's to get myself a large Big Mac and a Coke, right? So you use and, or you said I am going to go to the playground to play the seesaw and the swing. Okay, so that's when you use and. You want to connect two things together. Okay, now let's move on to question 5. Okay, now question 5. Every August, millions of puffins leave what borrows and fly for the first time, the teacher explained to the pupils. Now, for question 5, the answer is option 3. There. Okay. Now, why is it there? Because millions of puffins, right? Millions. There's a millions here. So millions already means that it's not a single, it's multiple. So because it's multiple, you're not gonna use, yes, so it's there. And this burrows, right, it belongs to the pufflings. It belongs to them, right? So you use there. Its is out because it's not one puffling, it's millions of puffling. Its is only for one, right? Like the dog is eating its food. It's right, okay? And its is normally used for non-humans, so it's objects, animals. And then your is your house, your food, okay? Not in this case. And then our, it's belonging to us, and it's in the perspective of the first person again. So our house. So if like replace it, it can be my house. But you can't say leave our burrows, because does the burrows belong to you? No, it belongs to the pufflings. So it's not our, it's there. Okay, now then we'll go on to question 6. For question 6, the answer is option 1. So who? The woman who led the troops in the war was called Mulan. I hope everyone has watched Mulan, yeah? Okay, and the boy told his classmates. The woman who led the troops in the war. Which is used normally for an event or for an object. So which is out because woman, Mulan, right? It's a human. Whose is like belonging to. Whose is normally like belonging to, so you don't use whose. Whom normally it's used like with whom am I speaking to whom this may concern. So not like there is a to whom, with whom, but this case is the woman who. So you are referring to Mulan who, so it's woman. So that's why it's option 1. Okay, for question 7, the answer is never. As yet, Kaylin was excited to see the giraffes as she had never seen them before. She was excited. Okay, this can give you a clue. If you always see the giraffes, will you be excited? Like if you always see your, let's say, your friends Monday to Friday, do you still get excited to see them the following week? I doubt so. And then you have usually. So usually means you do it often, but not always. So usually maybe once a week you see the giraffes. Has she usually seen them before? No, because this has happened and it's still happening, so you won't say seen. You say Kaylin was excited to see the giraffes as she usually sees them. Okay, there's a head here, which gives you a clue, so there's never. Okay, and then sometimes. Kaylin was excited to see the giraffes as she sees them sometimes. Okay, so it's also not sometimes, it's never. This gives you a clue. So as here was excited. Okay. For question 8, the answer is 4. I took the stray cat home and gave it some food. It's some because food is uncountable. So like if you give them like the kibbles, which is the food the cat eats, right? Then can you count them one by one? It's so many kibbles that it's really very hard to count them. So use some. Few, it's little. You definitely can give it few food. Okay, no. Much food, no. You say much is for countable. So you say, wow, there is so much. Sorry, much is uncountable, but you don't say give it much food, give it some food. Okay. And then for many, there it's countable. So there is so many people here, so many cats here. Okay. Few is also countable, but you're describing something that is very little. So you say there is few people here. There are few enemies in our enemy ground. Something like that. Okay. Okay, then we move to question 9 now. Question 9, the answer